Oh, dude, we've done it. We've done it. Central Coast Mariners have done it. We've secured our place in our first ever FFA Cup final. It is historic stuff. It is our first ever final since 2013 when we won the A-League Grand Final against Western Sydney Wanderers, which feels like a lifetime ago. A dramatic game, but an incredible performance. Mariners showed so much heart, so much spirit in this game. And it was so... It reminded me of the Mariners of old, to have the heart and to have the hunger to beat Sydney FC in what was such a tightly contested game. Heading into this game, there was, Central Coast Mariners, we hadn't played a game in so long. It had been, a month or so since our last game against Apia Leichhardt. That was our last game in the FFA Cup, that quarterfinal, that 6-0 win. And to come here against the Sydney FC side, who had been building some good form of late, Sydney FC defeated Brisbane Roar last week in the FFA Cup and had been building some good form. But dude, we managed to overcome the odds and we made it through. We're doing the live stream right now and I can see you guys in the chat. Cooper's in here. How good. Come on, the boys. Josh says, we're back. Elite Falcon says, Monty at the wheel. Nick Montgomery. And that's what I want to mention as well before I forget. Nick Montgomery. He's been in charge of the club for only a few months. People doubted the man coming into this role, seeing what Alan Stajic did last season, revolutionizing the Central Coast Mariners side. Is Nick Montgomery, who has no A-League coaching experience, able to continue the success story at the Mariners? Well, not only has he continued the success story, but he's helped this Mariners side, this young Mariners squad, to their first ever, to a final within his first few months in charge. It's incredible. It really is incredible. And looking at the number of young guys once they get involved in this game, in this match reaction, I'm going to be going through my 3-2-1 votes for my Central Coast Mariners players as well. And it's hard to choose, dude, because honestly, after that performance, I'm so proud of the performance from everyone. Everyone was so committed on the park who was in a Mariners shirt. Everyone was in for the game and in for the long haul. And it was a tough game, tough conditions down there in Sydney. It was wet and rainy. And going down there, it's always tough as well. Sydney FC generally pretty strong at home. We will talk about the penalty. Let's talk about the penalty. Connor in the chat asks the penalty, or should I say free kick. Look, it was very close. It was very close. Of course, no VAR involved in the FFA Cup. If you look at it, it might have just been outside the box, but we've seen these ones go either way at times. Look, I'm going to take a penalty every day of the week. Of course, I have to. And it took a penalty to beat Andrew Redmayne. Andrew Redmayne, I said it in the live watch-along. We just, early tonight, did the live watch-along for this game. So if you did want to go back and watch all the reactions to all the crazy mayhem that went down, because, oh my dude, there was 2 or 3 times where I was literally jumping out of my chair, screaming. There were some dramatic moments where Andrew Redmayne was pulling out saves out of nowhere. Mateus Maresh, Arenya combining fantastically again in attack. Nisbet looked dangerous all game. Benny Cololo started, and it was great to see him back in the starting lineup as well. Max Ballard came in for Harry Still as well, and overall had a decent game. The only shaky thing from a Mariners point of view was some of the giveaways we had in midfield, sometimes giving the ball away a little bit too easily. John Hill in the chat says Stadge did what he did last season off the foundations Monty built in the academy. It's a fair point. I mean, we're seeing now that Nick Montgomery, who has spent the last few years with the young guys at the Mariners in the academy, as now bring them up, is in charge of the first team. And this first team is almost essentially, like half the squad is the academy side from a couple of years ago. And it's so good to bring all those boys up together because you see the cohesion that they're playing with. Jacob Farrell once again stepping up. Dan Hall at the back. Some fantastic blocks from the likes of Dan Hall and Kai Rolls, who kept us in the game. Fantastic save from Mark Birigidi in the second half to deny Trent Bahagia. Sydney were good in this game, man. Sydney weren't terrible in this game. They were exploiting us at times, getting in behind. We limited their chances in the first half. I think they only had 1 shot on target in the first half. And we certainly had the better chances in the second and in the first half. Second half was a bit more even. Sydney FC were creating dangerous chances, but yeah, dude, it had to come down to that penalty. And just before, as Mateus Maresh had 2 fantastic opportunities to score right in front of the goal, and somehow Redmayne saved both. And when that penalty was awarded, man, I couldn't believe it. And then I was nervous. I was nervous still then because I was thinking, dude, Redmayne's had an incredible game so far. He might save this again. But the power and the conviction from the penalty from Michael Arenya, impressive stuff. I was worried as well because I was sort of hoping Ollie would have stepped up to taking it. but Arena slotting it home through the legs of Andrew Redmayne. So, look, a fantastic performance with so much heart. Let's do the 3-2-1 votes right now. And I'll be honest right now, I'm doing this on the fly after the reaction from the game. I'm gonna give my 3 to Marco Renia. I'm gonna give my 3 to Marco Renia. He was dangerous all game. He was getting involved in the attack, and he slotted away the crucial penalty. It's a semi-final. Those penalty chances are the big moments where you have to step up. And Marco Renia, a man who, a Costa Rican international, he's played at the World Cup, stepped up when we needed him. That's why we sign key players like that, so they can deliver in these key moments. And he did that. Marco Renia gets my 3 points today. Look, it's so hard that there's so many, as I mentioned, there's so many good performances. But for my number 2, for 2 points, I'm going to give it to Jacob Farrell. Once again, dude, massive Jacob Farrell fan. And especially towards the end of the game, some of the tackles that he put in, putting his body on the line. And I'd love to see his foul count in this game, because I don't think he gave away many fouls, maybe 1 or 2. But his tackle rate to foul rate is so impressive. His ability to make clean tackles and not give away fouls. 2 points for Jacob Farrell. 1 point, man who's sticking out my head is Dan Hall. A couple crucial interventions. Some crucial blocks in that first half. Stopped Cam Sober for a certain goal in that first half, and some crucial defensive headers as well. What about you guys in the live chat right now? Which players impressed you tonight? Which players stood above for you guys? I can see you guys talking in the chat as well about, dude, the grand final. Where will it be played? Who will we be playing? The other semi-final, which hasn't been scheduled as of yet, to be played between Melbourne Victory and Wellington Phoenix. Has to be said, Melbourne Victory will be going to that game as favourites. They have been the standout side in the A-League competition so far. So, yeah, dude. Yeah, we imagine we will be expecting to play Melbourne Victory. But Wellington Phoenix, dude, no disrespect to them, man. Like they could certainly pull up an upset as well. They knocked out the reigning A-League champions Melbourne City in the quarterfinals, and they could do it again here, knocking out Big Guns Melbourne Victory. Where will the game be played? Look, I desperately want it to be played at Central Coast Stadium, not simply because I just want another home game and I want a cup final, but just simply the momentous occasion to have a home final. Like, if we got an A-League final at home, they would probably move it to Sydney. This is the FFA Cup. This is about the grassroots. This is about the teams, this is about the people. This is about the people sort of playing at the lower levels. What the Central Coast Mariners represent, they represent everything that the FA Cup stands for, playing for these smaller teams. Central Coast Mariners are the smallest club in the A-League. Have to give us the grand final. The grand final of the FA Cup makes absolute sense to be played at Central Coast Stadium, at a regional ground. So many regional teams in this FA Cup competition. It has to be played at a regional stadium like Central Coast Stadium. And what an event it would be for the Central Coast. What an event. The biggest game ever to be played at Central Coast Stadium. We've seen so many momentous games. The semi-final against Melbourne Victory in 2013. Against Melbourne Victory, where we went on to win in the grand final after that. The second leg win against Newcastle Jets back in 2008, where we had 19,000 fans in the stadium. Central Coast Stadium will be sold out if we hold the grand final. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. And Mariners now, also, it goes without saying, on the edge of securing Champions League football. If Wellington go through, we secure Champions League football. If Melbourne Victory go through to the final, then we do have to defeat them to secure Champions League football, man. What are we saying in the chat, guys? What are we saying in the chat? We're talking about the penalty. I can see a lot of people talking about the penalty. To be fair, it is the big talking point coming out of the game. Should it have been awarded or not? As I said earlier, I'm just going to take it. I'm going to take it at the end of the day, dude. But what a game. What an incredible game, hey. And for a 1-0 game, it was incredibly entertaining. It was end-to-end stuff. And, dude, it was incredible. I got Xander in here. Xander, the Sydney FC fan, says it's a free kick at the very least every day of the week. I mean, it's definitely a foul. I mean, Lewis Miller actually as well. I didn't even mention him in my play votes, but he was so impressive. So impressive. So many impressive performances on the park, all across the park from the Central Coast Mariners' point of view in this game. Yeah, dude. Guys, Central Coast Mariners have made it to their first ever FFA Cup final. It is historic stuff. It really is. It really is historic stuff. And I'm so glad that I've started up this YouTube channel, which has been going for 4 or 5 months. And I'm so glad that you guys are here to support the stuff. And I do appreciate it so much. so much. And this is a great time to be doing it as well, seeing my club go to the FFA Cup Final and backing us, man, and seeing how well we're doing in the A-League so far, and to see us, this young side, have such a good cup run, and now we're through to the final. Yeah, dude, it's hectic stuff. It is hectic stuff. Football 04 in the chat says victory versus Central Coast on a Sunday, on a sunny Saturday afternoon, 5 p.m. Would be class at Gosford. Dude, that's the dream, man. That's the dream. Cup final at home. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, Football Australia. Guys, I'm gonna tune off there. Keep up to date for the channel for all of the upcoming reaction and news when it comes to the A-League and the Central Coast Mariners. We'll keep you guys up to date for when we hear more news about the next semi-final. We'll try to do a watch along for that one, and of course, all the lead up to the grand final. It's going to be absolutely massive here, and stay subscribed to Coastport Football for all of that action and reaction. Have a fantastic rest of your week, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.